Hey, it's Kurt here with Inspection Over Coffee. Let's talk about what it takes to get your business up and running. Um, eh, Before I get into this specifically about Inspection Over Coffee, I want you to think about, because I know that's what you're thinking about, you can get into the nitty gritty, but I want to make sure it's all in context. If you were going to start a restaurant or a pizza joint, you'd have the lease, probably a 5-year lease, unless you bought a building. You have to build the whole thing out. You have all of the commercial kitchen stuff that's required, all the safety items. Um, and so normally starting any kind of retail business is pretty pricey. Um, and so that's why home inspection can be so attractive because we're actually much less. If you were doing it on your own, you basically got the school, the licensing, equipment, and the business cards. And we've talked about all the other things that we do as a franchise. But that's the bare minimum, right? So startup costs with us are equipment, a little bit of software. You don't want to get a phone number. You probably already have a smartphone and a computer. If you don't, obviously those are needed. You need a car to get around to the inspections. You need a couple $1,000s worth of inspection equipment, which again, we have that all laid out on what you get. Almost all of it can be gotten from Amazon. And so as far as working with a franchise company, for us to give you basically that entire business in a box and all of our training and all of our systems, all of our IP and marketing emails and all that stuff, that's the franchise fee. So the Inspection Over Coffee franchise fee is $30,000. Then as you start to make money, the royalty is 5%, and potentially we reserve the right to do a marketing fund contribution, which would be 1%. We don't charge that right now. If we get to more locations, there might be some bigger stuff that we want to do, radio ads, and the marketing fund is basically we collect a little bit of money from everybody, and we can repurpose that to benefit everybody. It's nothing we can use to grow the franchising company. We have to use those contributions to develop things to grow your businesses. Now, if you've never heard me talk before, some people get afraid of the royalty fee, but I'm like, the royalty fee is like when you have enough money to have an investment advisor and they're charging you 2%, like, because that actually puts you on the same side of the table. We are vested in your success. The better you do, the more you make, the more we make, the more we can all do. And just to double down on that, the better you do, the more attractive all of our franchises look, because the next person who has no idea whether to trust the model or not can look at you and go, wow, they knocked it out of the park, so I think I can too. And then when you very first get started, we have about a $3,200, $3,500 package that is like all your flyers, signs for at the inspection, business cards, tablecloths, the whole setup for like a booth setup, so that you can go to, if you need, if you have a whole booth set up, like for a CE class or something like that, you can look super professional. And so there's just all kinds of fun stuff in there to basically get your grand opening going. So you do have, it's all in the FDD. I would look at items 5 and 6. It kind of lays out specifically what those numbers are. But odds are, if you're watching this video, you haven't seen the FDD yet. So just want to talk through those things. And again, I'll say it, I've said it before. I don't know if you've seen all the training videos we have, but remember, think of the franchise fee as the investment in you and your business, because it's basically us giving you our business model that we've proven that works already. So you're free to go do it on your own, hire a designer, website developer, SEO expert, create logos, colors, names, websites, flyers, messaging. You need a copywriter to write all that stuff out. And you'll find that we've tried to price everything we give you inside the franchise fee to be hyper competitive with you trying to go and do it on your own. So that's kind of what the very beginning of and then once you get going and all of that money's spent, right now it's about getting new realtor contacts to send you referrals. So that's going to be marketing costs. And what that means is, like, whether you pay to be a preferred partner, you pay to sponsor an event, you take realtors to happy hour, you take them for coffee, even if you pay someone to run around and gather up business cards from offices, there's lots of different ways that you could do that, and those will be your ongoing costs. As you grow and get bigger, odds are you will be doing more of that to make that happen. So it takes a little money to make a little money, but again, as far as big picture things, if you want to become a home builder, you want to start restaurants, you wanted to start a clothing line, compared to all that, startup costs are extremely low. So just keep that in mind. And then again, when you first start, you get through all your training and you have your license and you're like, boom, I'm ready to go. Just remember, nobody really knows who you are yet. So there is going to be this slow ramp up. Even when I moved to Phoenix and started, I think we did, I think $2,000 the first month and $4,000 the second month, and then maybe $7,000 and then $7,000 and then $9,000. And so, you know, it's a slow grind in the beginning. So before you jump ship from your day job, make sure you have money to pay your bills for, you know, at a minimum 90 days, maybe even 180 days, just so that, you know, you never know. You might run into hiccups with your licensing or not pass the national exam. There's a whole bunch of different things that can happen. So you just want to be ultra careful there. So that's it. That's kind of what it looks like when you're starting up one of our franchises. Okay? Take care.